So in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can trade and also have a 9-to-5 job. A lot of people push this narrative online that you need to be a full-time trader. But in reality, it's not what it seems. A full-time trader, they always have another income anyway, whether it be a mentorship, whether it be something else, a business on the side. So don't worry about that, right? You can work and trade at the same time, but you got to think of a few things first. Now, firstly, you got to assess your obligations. So by this, I mean, what obligations do you have? Are you someone in your 30s? Are you someone in your 40s? Have you got a family and kids? Are you single? How much time can you put into trading without it affecting your day-to-day life too much, your health and things like that? And so if you're someone with a lot of kids and you've got a lot of obligations, you may need to take an approach where you want to be spending less time on the charts, and so you're going to have to adopt swing trading. Okay, that is a higher time frame approach that we'll talk about a bit later in the video. But if you are young, you're at uni, you haven't got any obligations, you haven't got no kids, nothing, you maybe live with your parents, you do whatever, you can have more time to be looking at those positions in the early stages. Obviously, the later stage, everyone wants to spend less on the charts and make more money, but in the beginning, for you, the best thing might be to be an intraday trader or a scalper or whatever. So you need to assess your situation in that concept. Now, if you are someone that doesn't have that much time in your job, there's a couple things you can do here. You can either adopt the approach of trying to find a role in your field that is at least hybrid. Maybe you're in the office 2 times a day and then you're working at home 3. Okay, 3 times a day at home on the charts alongside your work. That is enough time to be profitable and to see good results. You don't have to trade every day anyway, right? So if you pick those 3 days, maybe like Tuesday to Thursday, I'm sure you'll be able to get enough setups over the long run to, be profitable and make some good money out of this. Now, if your job is full on and you're like in construction or any of these type of roles where you have to be outside, you don't get time on your phone, then listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If you can't at least be hybrid, then it might be pretty difficult unless you can do it on your phone and you can have the time to look at your phone. If you can't even have time to look at your phone, then maybe look for a different opportunity that can allow you to make money on the weekends instead, right? So, or after work, or build a business around that. Trading is a sort of on approach, it's a risk on approach, so you will need that time on the charts. Even if it's a couple hours a day, you still kind of need that. So my advice would be, go hybrid if you can. If you can't, then maybe do a different business model. Now, if you're hybrid, but you're like I said, you've got obligations, you've got less time, now you're going to need to do swing trading. Swing trading meaning you want to go for a higher time frame approach. You want to look at the weekly candles, the daily candles, 4-hour candles, maybe the 1-hour candles, and identify your strategy based on higher time frames, higher time frame levels, and maybe your entry could be in the lower time frame, to be fair, but you're marking out higher time frame levels, you're waiting maybe even days for setups. But that way you don't have to be on the chart too much. You can set alerts, you can keep checking after work, things like that, and wait for those setups to come. But when the setup does come, you need the time, obviously just quickly enter, but you've already planned it out beforehand. And that is an approach that you should take if you can't spend too much time on the charts. If you have that time, say I said you're at uni, then you can be intraday trader. That's like me. I spend a couple hours a day on the charts, but then when I'm on the charts, I lock in. I look at the daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute. Sometimes even I'll get my entry based on really lower time frames to, see if I'm closing back into a range. And so that is how you can trade and work at the same time. Now, another thing I'm going to say to you is a lot of people have this thing messed up, is where they think that you need to get as much percent a month as possible. That's not really the case. You need to get as consistent as possible. So you need consistent returns over the year. It doesn't have to be every month profitable, but as in every quarter, maybe every 2 quarters, every year you should be profitable, okay? Now, that doesn't mean you have to squeeze 50% a month with 2% risk, because that's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to achieve that. And if you do 1 month, very unlikely you're going to achieve it again, right? So what you want to do is you want to scale capital. So it's a good thing you have a job. Don't listen to any of these guys that are out there saying full-time trader. A lot of them, what's the point being a full-time trader if you're not even going to make more money than someone that's trading and working? Because at the end of the day, you get into trading for the money. I don't care what anyone says. You have passion for it to, seek longevity in it, but you still get into it for the money, right? And so don't worry about that. As long as you've got an income to scale your capital and focus on the skill, you will be able to make money and substantial returns and, good money for yourself while working. And eventually, maybe your goal is to one day manage funds or do this and do that, and you can build a track record and, and make a business or whatever it may be. But that is how I would go about things and how I do go about things, because I did do full-time trading for a bit, but then I was doing full-time trading, making money. I was always making money, but then I had time to make another income, right? And I don't have anything else at the moment. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it again. So I work as a data analyst, remotely. So that feeds me good money into my trading. And I also make good money from trading. I make good money from crypto. I make good money from a bunch of things now. And, that's how I've fed this. And that's how I'm living a good life. I would say I'm comfortable life. Don't compare yourself to anyone. People got different obligations. Some people they live in a very expensive area. They pay a lot of rent. They can't put too much into their trading capital wise. Some people have a bit more freedom. Some people don't. Some people are later in their life. Some people are earlier. Some people are mentally mature enough to trade and get profitable quicker. Some people aren't. So do not compare yourself to anyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of like a raw video, uncut basically. Talking about this topic because a lot of people ask me about it on Instagram, Twitter, etc. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit a like, subscribe, join my free Telegram group, will be in the description below. I drop just gems on it, value, sometimes trade ideas as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.